Good morning, everyone. Rochelle here. So I've had a 3-day break from Chloe's workouts. Number one, of course, I did the cycling instead. Day number two, I was absolutely wasted, so I basically went and didn't do much of anything. Day number three, I was doing the groceries. That was yesterday. And then I was doing some massage work on my husband, who was off work, basically due to a lack of sleep, high stress levels, and tension headache across there. So I was working on his neck and shoulders, which were incredibly tense, but he was feeling a lot better after I'd done that work. But because they're so tense, it's very hard work. You actually work up a sweat doing the massage, so I don't think I would call that a proper day off either, because I was pushing trolleys around and also carrying heavy loads of groceries and trying to get muscles to soften up. So yeah. So anyhow, today we still haven't worked out what we're actually going to do, which Chloe's sessions we're going to do next. So today we are going to be trying out instead just a single workout, which is the full body, no jumping workout to burn fat, burn thigh fat, low impact cardio. So I sort of get the impression that it's pretty much mostly cardio. It says it starts off with 30 exercises, 30 seconds on, and no rest times. And don't worry about that. So cardio seems likely. So, and also I am wearing this is a green tee from Greenstyle Creations. It's a free pattern that you can get if you belong to their Facebook group. You can choose between that and the evergreen tree, which is the guy's version. So I've actually got both patterns. The evergreen tee fits my husband perfectly. This one, I'm not 100% sure about it. I think the Rebecca Page t-shirt pattern fits me better. But it could be partly the fabric, because this fabric is basically a two-way stretch rather than a four-way stretch, which may well be a factor. So anyhow, and underneath I am wearing, or on the bottom, I'm wearing Spark tights, which is also green style. And my workout bra is the Jalie Pika. It's all new stuff. I finished making them earlier in the week. So anyhow, let's get this party started. So apparently, this is a relatively low intensity workout. Not sure I would have chosen this one had I known that beforehand, but never mind. I'm starting to warm up already. This kind of reminds me a wee bit of the Thai bow workouts I used to do. I've still got that video somewhere. But I just have to hope that the Panasonic DVD player keeps working. Because Blu-ray player can't do multi-zone and the Taibo is American zone. Damn it, I can see convolvulus. Sorry. Looking out at the garden across the way, and I can see convolvulus growing up through the rest of the weeds. Okay. Okay. Well, this exercise routine is actually harder than I was expecting. The leg that's doing the coming up is really feeling it. I may have to take a momentary break at some point because my mouth is drying out. Okay, quick break. Definitely warming up. Oops. Lost it for a moment. Left hip was grumbling yesterday. Wasn't doing the pain thing, but it was doing the clicky thing. Not fond of the clicky thing. It just feels really disconcerting. It's like it's catching on something, which I suppose it probably is. So, did the hip flexor stretch and they were extremely tight again. So I think maybe the fact that I wasn't exercising per se the last couple of days basically resulted in that. So I need to do more hip workouts, I think. Okay, so this is definitely cardio, but there's also a certain amount of body weight aspect to it as well. So this is actually one of the exercises I normally do for my hips, but I'm normally doing it with a resistance band. But because of the resistance band, I don't normally go up this high. Oops. I should forward slightly. Oops. So this is definitely working the hips. It's also working the foot, the ankle, and the knee, from the feels of things, and the core, because if you don't use your core, you can't maintain your balance. Oops. Speaking of balance, mine just went. So I'm going to definitely do the hip flexor stretches after this. Okay, so your hip is definitely unhappy. It's the left one. And it's translating all the way down the side. Here's coming out of the ponytail. Okay, so done. Okay, so just going to do the stitches for my hips. Now, it's not as bad as yesterday. Yesterday was really, really tight right through here. Today, the tightness is more through here. I think that's my quads. So let's just push it forward a bit. I'll do the other side in a minute too. So I do. Yeah, once again, it's the quads. Those are tight for this one, more so than the hip flexors, which is good because it means that yesterday's stretches actually did something. One thing I've got to try and remember to do today is fix my Swiss ball, which has got a hole in it. Right, so there's a couple of other ones I'm going to be doing. This one is basically to stretch out, is the size? Anyhow, it's it's the muscle that the sciatic nerve goes behind. And on my right side, I get altered sensation on my right foot. They've tested the nerves are fine. So, and I've noticed that if I do this stretch on a regular basis, it tends to reduce the issues. So I am fairly sure that it's that muscle that the nerve runs behind. Either the nerve doesn't run behind it and pierces the muscle, which is an anatomical variation, or it runs behind it and the muscle's tight and it's putting pressure on it. So we do that stretch, and I should probably do the other side as well, which is actually feeling tighter but doesn't cause the same issues. So I don't know, maybe I have that piercing the muscle thing going on the right side and not on the left side, and therefore any tightness in that muscle has a knock-on effect. Who knows? That would require probably an MRI to see, and those are expensive, and I can't see my health insurance approving it. Just that, I can't. ACC wouldn't either. Right, because it got worse after I twisted my back one time. So okay, so it's those ones done, and the other one that I have to do, which is actually for my hip, is this. So basically foot up here and downward pressure, just gently, because I can really feel this in the actual hip joint. So there is actually another exercise that I was given by Restore Prehab, which is they work on myofascial release, and they also do a lot of work on hips, which is something I need to go back to doing. I can't afford to go back to them, they're expensive. But basically the exercise was, you start off doing this, and I can tell at this point at least my right hip is less, and then you do this. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely quite a bit of tightness in the gluteus area. So this is, do sort of wavy things here, and then doing so, twist it in there, and then down on here, and then you go like this. And then you come back and you do a couple more of these things again. And I can feel it's already loosened up a bit. And then we do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so interesting thing is this hip is definitely not as tight for this bit. It's still a little bit there, but nowhere near as bad. So we do this thing. And then onto here, and then this one also always feels quite nice actually. Okay, and then come back up, and now, yep, now I can get both legs down to the floor without any problems at all. So I think I can safely say I need to go back to doing that, as well as the other stretches and stuff that I'm doing. So yeah. Anyhow, what do you think of the outfit? So this is the Spark tights. So we've got the contrast going across there, and pockets. And this is the ultra contoured waistband, which I prefer at the moment because of this thing. And then, so the top is the same fabrics, the top being the contrast fabric, and I don't know if you can see the back, but the contrast fabric goes up to there. So it is my favourite workout set at the moment. I really like that particular Jalie pattern. I like the Greenstyle tops as well, but I find this one to be a bit more supportive somehow. So I think Greenstyle do excellent bottoms, and their tops are good, but I think Jalie do better tops, at least for me. I'm going to have another look at their patterns and see if there's anything else that's going to do a really good job as well, because I've got a lot of athletic knit here now, so that's fine. There will always be a need for more workout gear. Anyhow, that is it for me for today, so I will be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, maybe going to Guild depending on how things go, but if I do that I will be back here and do it in the afternoon. So anyhow, thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed it. Hit subscribe if you liked it and the like button, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.